Tsukasana, and welcome to your Rise and Shine yoga practice. Today's practice is focused on yoga for neck pain relief. So whether you've slept funny or you have chronic pain in the neck, these are some good poses that you can do every day to have relief. Even if you're working on your computer a lot, or I've even found text neck can even cause a lot of neck issues. As a person that has her own chronic neck issues, these are some of my go-tos. So let's begin today in child's pose, placing the toes together, the knees wide apart. We will extend the arms forward, placing the forehead on the ground. Breathing into the back of the neck. See if you can release the neck, the jaw. A lot of the tension in the neck can be from tightness in the jaw as well. So making sure that you're nice and loose and free behind the heart and at the origin of where the arms go into the shoulder blades as well. Taking a deep breath into the back of the heart. Exhale out the mouth. One more deep breath like that. Inhale in, walk the fingertips forward. Full and complete breath. Exhale as you walk the fingertips even another centimeter or so further. You might even lift up the head and place it higher up on the mat if you notice. This begins to help with the compression of the cervical spine, the neck. And can really begin to lengthen and create space in the spine. Full belly breath, breathing into under the armpits. And on the exhale, release. Walking the hands over to the right side. Right hand comes on top of the left. Exhale, release. Head, forehead down to the ground. Fantastic. Inhale here. Placing. Seeing if you can walk the left hand a little bit further over to the right side of the mat. Extending out of the fingertips again. One more breath like that. And then exhale the hands back to the center. Walking the hands out over to the left side of the mat. The left hand extends and placing the back of the right hand on the back. The bottom or the palm of the right hand on top of the left back of the hand. Head may reach the floor or just gently fall down to rest. Depending on what's happening from your neck, you might even just slightly bend the head so that the left ear moves towards the left side of the floor. Just breathe underneath that right armpit. Exhale back to center. Interlacing the fingertips behind the head. The hands in prayer position behind the head. Opening up the elbows. Lift the head up off of the floor. And then on the exhale, walking the elbows forward. 1 centimeter at a time, inch by inch, until the head comes back onto the floor. Press the palms together and bringing the prayer position back behind the head. Breathe into the hips, releasing any tension again. Keep checking throughout this sequence to release any tension in the eyes, jaw, and breathing into the sides of it. Beautiful. Exhale on releasing the hands and walking the hands back up. Bringing the knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift the left arm up into this air and see if you can square the hips back off. The tendency is to draw the right hip over towards the left, but see if you can bring the hips back to neutral, and then on the exhale, drawing the left hand underneath the right armpit, left hand comes onto the floor, or left shoulder onto the floor, extending the right arm long. Huge stretch here as you breathe into behind the head. Extend the right fingertips, left palm up towards the sky. Breathing, extending out of the head. Make sure you're not pressing too much weight into the neck, but really begin to lift the hips up to extend through the fingertips. Lifting the hips away from the floor. On the exhale, drawing the right hand under right shoulder. Exhale, extending left arm back up to the sky. Come back and sit on the buttocks, and then interlacing, bringing the left hand behind the back, placing the left hand onto the right hip. Looking over the right shoulder. Big neck stretch here. The left hand might not come all the way around, but just seeing if you can even just grab a hold of the right side of the waistband here for yourself. Really breathing in to the opening of the left side of the neck, drawing the left shoulder away from the left ear. Right, the chin moves down towards the corner of the right shoulder. Full belly breath here. Exhale to release. Head comes back to center, neutral. Releasing the arm, unfurling. Closing the eyes here, both palms onto the knees. And notice, taking a body scan, noticing the opening in the left side of the ear. Do you notice any difference between the left side of the body and the right side of the body? Right side of the neck, left side of the neck. Okay, beautiful. We'll come back onto all fours. Toes together here again. This time drawing the right arm up into the sky. And again, notice, did you poke out the right hip? Can you square back? Push the left hip back towards the left corner of your mat, squaring off the hips, looking up towards the fingertips, and on the exhale, interlacing right hand underneath left underarm, right shoulder to the floor, right palm up towards the sky, extending the left fingertips long, walking as if the left fingertips were little spiders walking them far away from the body. Breathe into the scapula, breathe into the chest as we expand. Full body breath underneath both arms, particularly notice the opening underneath the left arm. And what's happening with the jaw, the eyes. Make sure the face isn't squeezing or holding any undue tension. And again, draw that right hip back over to the right side. Make sure that those hips are squared off. We'll begin to give you even a deeper stretch in the shoulders and neck here. Come to the Ujjayi breath, the victorious breath, deep 3-count breath, inhaling into the nose. Exhale, perhaps at the mouth. And on the exhale, Left hand comes underneath left shoulder, unfurling. Drawing the right arm back up to the sky. And on the exhale, draw the hips back down towards the toes. Right hand reaches behind you, grabbing hold of the left waistband. Looking over the right shoulder. Right chin towards right shoulder. Big opening in the left side of the neck. Those left fingertips are still on the floor. Draw the right shoulder away from the ear. So the chin is towards the shoulder, just drawing the shoulder simultaneously away. Maybe those fingertips the right fingertips are reaching around the left side of the hip, left side of the waist bone. And on the exhale, release the head back to center. Release the right hand down to the floor. And we'll come and sit in easy pose. Tsukasana. Whatever leg is more comfortable to fold in the front. We'll drop the chin down towards the chest. Big breath in the back of the neck. Inhale, chin to sky. Exhaling, chin to chest. Inhaling, chin to sky. Opening the chest, opening the throat. Exhaling the chin back down. And on the next exhale, place the hands behind you at the waist. Fingertips towards the floor. On the inhale, drawing the knees wide open, lifting the tailbone up off of the ground, and allow the chin to come up towards the sky. Squeeze the scapula together. Breathe into the front of the neck here. Take 3 deep breaths here as you lift the hips up, squeezing the buttocks together. Inhale. Chin lifts high towards the sky. Make sure you can sense the space in the back of the neck by not crunching the neck, as if you had a small tennis ball behind the head as you lift the chin up towards the sky. One more full breath here. And on the exhale, chin comes to chest. Drop the tailbone back down towards the ground. Beautiful. Release, shake the hands and the arms out here. And place the hands out in front of you, shaking hands. Sometimes with tension in the head or neck, it can originate in different parts of the body. So we'll take some arm stretches here, wrist stretches in one direction, circling the wrists together. In one direction, full breath. Articulating through the fingertips, nice and slow, and switch directions as if you're turning knobs of a door. Beautiful. And then placing the arms out to the side. Drawing the hands behind the back, interlacing the hands behind the back. You can draw the arms away from the interlaced hands and the arms away from the back, the spine. Squeeze the shoulder blades together here. Lifting the arms as far up, as high away from the back as possible as you squeeze the elbows together here. Squeeze the palms of the hands together. Deep breath here. Strong life force creating breath, inhaling in. Listen to the sound of your own breath. You may close the eyes here. 2 more breaths like that. Inhale in through the nose. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the arms together. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Belly button back towards spine. Make sure you're not tilting forward. And 1 more breath. On the exhale, release the arms down. back towards the hips. Release the hands out. And this time, drawing right ear to right shoulder. And notice the whole rush of blood that's coming to the backside of the head, the backside of the neck, the backside of the heart. How the shoulders are now flooded with new, fresh blood and energy as the right ear is to the right shoulder. Make sure you're not forcing, just gently allowing the ear to fall and breathe into the left side of the neck, dropping the left shoulder, even perhaps pressing the left heel of the hand into the floor. Head back to neutral. And on the exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Might just be subtle for you. Someone might even look and not be able to see, just whatever feels good to you. You never want to force the neck into any uncomfortable positions. We're just allowing here. So using the breath, using the length of the spine, pressing into the right heel of the hands or perhaps into the right fingertips. Simultaneously as the left ear releases to the left shoulder. Beautiful. One more breath. Exhale, head back to center. This time, placing and releasing the fingertips, placing it on the front of the forehead, elbows wide. And you can just really gently press the head into the fingertips. Just little traction here for the head. Very subtly, maybe just even 1 pound of pressure, as if you were resting your head. If you were lying on the floor, eyes closed here, and the forehead was pressing into the floor, or imagining that the palms of the hands are the floor. Release the shoulders down away from the ears. Utilize the breath, breathing into the underside of the arms. Exhale, one more light press of the forehead into the palms. And on the exhale, release the arms open wide, gently floating the arms down. Fantastic. We'll do the same thing, this time interlacing the fingertips behind the head, opposite hands interlace. So before, maybe it feels like almost the wrong interlacing of the hands. So maybe it's the right hand is on the top here and pressing the back of the head, opening the elbows. So the elbows, instead of them coming to squeeze the side of the ears, open the elbows nice and wide, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then exhale, pressing the back of the head as if you're resting the head on a pillow. Drop the ears away from the shoulders. Really light, maybe 1 pound of pressure, really light pressure. Or just a subtle push of the head against the hands, just a very light traction. Stabilizing the cervical spine, releasing, coming back to the breath. Breathe into the underarms, opening the elbows wide, again, pressing the head back against the hands. Releasing the head, releasing the arms open wide. And this time we'll take arm circles, the arms wide here in one direction, turning the knobs, really extending how long can the arms spread, how wide can the wingspan be, and then switch directions. Beautiful. Exhale, releasing the arms down. Closing the eyes and just scanning through the body. Noticing how the neck is feeling. Notice if you can hear the sound of the breath, allowing the sound of the breath to be louder than the sound of the thoughts. Use this victorious breath to bring in fresh energy and prana into the body. So coming onto the knees, we're going to come into puppy pose. So feet wide apart, the shoulders, elbows down to the ground, and walk the fingertips forward, forehead onto the ground. So here again, we are pressing the forehead into the ground, extending the fingertips lower, dropping perhaps the hips back towards the feet, or if you're feeling more active in the pose, you can lift the hips a little bit higher up, breathing into the belly and pressing into the hands. You might lift the head up off of the floor and extend a few more centimeters out of the length of the spine. Lengthening the spine here. Breathing into the back of the heart here. Inhale. And exhale. And when you're ready, walking the hands back up. We'll come onto the back, walking the feet forward. Just subtle ways to open up the neck, front of the throat, as we lay the body onto the ground, the back onto the ground, palms up towards the sky. Draw the chin down towards the chest, elongating the back of the neck. Press the lower bit of the spine into the floor. We'll end the class with just some subtle bridges here. So pressing the elbows, robot arms, elbows pressed into the floor, chin lifting it away from the chest. Make sure the chin is lifting high towards the sky. Press both heels parallel to the hips and knees bent. And on the exhale, lifting the tailbone up off the floor, up towards the sky. One vertebra by vertebra, lifting, squeezing the buttocks together here as if you're squeezing a block between the legs. Exhale, lift the chin away from the chest. Pressing into the elbows. Make sure there's no tension here in the shoulders, and then exhale, slowly vertebra by vertebra, coming down the length of the spine till the tailbone is the last thing that falls onto the floor. And one more time, inhale, lifting the tailbone up off of the ground, chin away from the chest, pressing into the elbows, fingers spread wide apart, active through the fingers, chin up towards the sky, the space between the chin and the chest, squeezing the buttocks last, the toes may even lift up off of the ground, and then exhale, vertebra by vertebra, thoracic, lower spine, lumbar spine, and then the tailbone falls to the floor. Beautiful. Draw the knees towards the chest, interlacing the fingers, grabbing a hold of the knees. You can rock back and forth from one side of the hip to the other. Exhale, extending the legs long. If the neck is particularly feeling cranky here, make sure that you lift up the head and chin up towards the sky so that you have a C curve in the back of the neck, especially if you have any chronic injuries or degenerative disc disease within the cervical spine. It's really important to try to keep that C-shaped curve in the neck. So chin up towards the sky, palms wide open, feet wide apart. letting this subtle benefits, stretches, and the new fresh blood and oxygen that is flowed to the neck, shoulders, subtly sink in. Closing the eyes here. We'll end the class. With a affirmation, drawing in the breath, breathing into the neck, releasing through the jaw, repeating silently to yourself, I am healing. Exhale anything that isn't serving you out of your mouth. Blowing out any gray energy, stagnation, pain out of the neck, shoulder area. Inhaling into the nose, sipping that healing energy in. Silently affirming, I am healing. Blowing, releasing stagnation out of the neck. And one more silent confirmation of the power of this healing energy as you bring it into your head, neck, shoulders. You might even visualize it as golden light coming to any area where there is the opportunity to heal. I am healing. Exhale, releasing and letting go. Placing the palms in front of the third eye, the center of your spiritual sight. Palms firmly pressed together in this position of gratitude. Namaste. Namaste. If you found any benefits from this class, please feel free to like, share, or subscribe. Even save this class to come back to. See you soon.